Tatlong survey lumabas na pampresidente. Sa inyong suporta, yung inyong habang lingkod ay hindi po nawawala sa mga survey at maganda naman ang ating mga showing. Unang-una, ipapasalamatan ko kayong lahat na kahit hindi ako nakaupo sa isang opisyal na posisyon, ay nandiyan pa rin kayo na sumusuporta.
Welcome back mga mamsers. Kung bago ka pa lang sa channel na ito, maligayang pagdating po mga mamsers. Inaanyayaan ko po kayo mag-subscribe at pindutin ang bell icon para updated ka sa mga ganitong videos.
Really looking forward to in this coming year. Ilang linggo nakaraan, may tatlong survey lumabas na pampresidente. Sa inyong suporta, yung inyong habang lingkod ay hindi po nawawala sa mga survey at maganda naman ang ating mga showing. Unang-una, ipapasalamatan ko kayong lahat na kahit hindi ako nakaupo sa isang opisyal na posisyon, ay nandiyan pa rin kayo na sumusuporta at nagtutulungan pa rin tayo. Ako naman, yung aking siyempre inaasahan ay matapos din yung aking protesta na hanggang tayo magpapanlimang taon na ito. Isang natutunan sa pagdaan dito sa krisis na ito is huwag tayong mag-give up, huwag tayong magsabi na surrender na. We just keep moving forward. That is how we survived this COVID. That is how we will flourish and progress in the next year. Just remember, keep moving forward.
President Rodrigo Duterte will likely step down if former Senator Bongbong Marcos wins his election case against Vice President Leni Robredo. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque says this was the logical conclusion one would make when Duterte said he was ready to resign if the ideal leader will take his place in Malacanang.
And he has said that he thinks that Senator Bongbong Marcos is one of the better qualified leaders to succeed him. If there's developments and he will win the protest and he becomes vice president, yes, he will make through his work. If he wins if he becomes vice president, perhaps the president will make through his work. Now he will step down.
Bongbong. Kung manalo siya sa protest niya, baka bago ang ating vice presidente. Pinaka-the best na presidente dumaan, Marcos. Yung biyayang dagat niya, pati yung masagana 99, that was the time na hindi tayo nag-import talaga ng pagkain, sitang. Yun talaga. Sundin na lang natin yun kasi yun ang gumana. Huwag na tayo na mag-imbento ng bago kasi yung iba naman dyan, huwag natin sundin yan. Baka sabihin, sunod-sunod lang tayo. Para, tinitignan ko na yung naghiram ako ng material. Marcos, masagana 99, pati yung biyayang dagat.
They cannot succeed without the support of the people. We cannot succeed without the support of our people. I'm happy to see that the reaction throughout the country is favorable. I have received hundreds and hundreds of telegrams from all corners of the Philippines congratulating you and incidentally me.
You know, my father was a cabinet member of President Marcos during the first term of his presidency. My father was one of the two who stood by Marcos in his darkest hours. Everybody was shifting to the liberal at the time, kay Diosdado Macapagal. And it was only Ibarle and my father who stood by Marcos. That is why when he won, my father was one of the cabinet members of Marcos.
For the proclamation of martial law, for the sudden cessation of anarchy and of criminality throughout the land, and of the re-establishment of an atmosphere of brotherhood amongst Filipinos. Now everybody seems concerned about his neighbor. Now everybody seems to be involved in the destiny not only of himself but of the entire country and of the entire nation. And this is what we have been hoping and praying for.
martial law of Mr. Marcos was very good. It was intended really, as far as I can concern, I know, and I'm concerned, I would say that the only importation of firearms outside of the country ever to happen was the Karagatan. All others were locally generated. Lahat yung halos karamihan, either ipagbili ng may hawak ng baril, prenda, ganun. And for those military offenders, you will have a summary hearing of a martial court. Military, they will be subjected to military laws. And I said, I warned everybody is everybody. The members of the military, police, and everyone, do not try to challenge government. No abuses of any kind. The courts are open. You can always go to the court. But in Mindanao, the remedy of habeas corpus is not available for you. And I will detain you, they said, 36 hours. That is only when everything is smooth and you are only dealing with criminals and wrongdoers. It's Ferdinand Marcos and the nation.
Sir, why do you think he deserves to be in the libingan ng mga bayan?
Because he was a great president and he was a hero. Ano yung sabi nila na hindi daw totoo, wala naman na silang pinapalabas na except that a mother statement. Wala. I said that bakit tayo why don't we hail the, alam mo, it's also the Filipino nation who wants to see something good come out of it.
Sure.
Yung others took it personal. Hindi dapat gano'n.
Sir, what would you say to people who will criticize you because of the supposed abuses that happened during the Marcos regime? They might be displeased, to say the least, about it.
I don't think so.
Sir, why?
But why? Because he said he did something good for the country. Yung sabi lang dictatorship period, that remains to be debated so many generations from now. But it has na personal ito. Ayaw ko na it leaves the bad taste in the mouth to talk about it. But simply ako, my decision would really be to allow his burial in being an
Sir, would you say that there is similarities in terms of leadership of ex-President Marcos and your leadership?
With against
Kayo, meron po ba similarity?
Wala eh. I cannot
ninyo?
much even a fraction of what he had. He was very bright. And he knew all along, he could almost predict what was in the future.
So, sir, do you believe all of Marcos' years as president were good?
Well, in the sense that we take it as a time for a man to be president. Hindi mo masabi na lahat na masama ang ginawa niya. All the things that Marcos has built, nandyan pa hanggang makikita mo eh. Ngayon, iba dumaan mo lang. May isang highway na tama.
But sir, do you also recognize the bad, supposedly, that happened during that time?
Well, lahat, we all have our faults here of God. Every human being is fit to play. Ganon yan. Pero yung idealism, ang mahirap abutin. He had the idealism, he had the vision for his country. Ako, do not compare me with, ako, interesado lang naman ako magtrabaho sa gobyerno. Oh, it happens to be the presidential thing, but ito si Ferdinand Marcos really planned his life to serve his country as president. Makita ko naman ang rise niya sa kami dito, taga Mindanao. Do not compare me with the president.
Sir, a lot of people are also supporting a tandem of you and Bongbong. What do you think of that, sir?
I thank the tao who ordered, and I would like to thank them. For after all, I said, not everybody knows it, my father and Ferdinand Marcos were close allies. He was a loyal ally of the president.
Sir, what in the Marcos governance would you copy in your own presidency then?
Kita mo naman, biyayang dagat maganda yun. Masanaga na 99 maganda yun. Basta yung nanon na siya, binigay na niya sa tao. This is the blueprint. Along the way, puro corrupt dito, puro corrupt doon. Nasira tuloy. Last days, wala na. Pero overall, I think that he did something good for the country. For after all, we elected him. And he was not, sabi mo na, may isang word dito na tamad. Hindi tamad yun. I believe that he was really, even asleep, he was thinking about his work as president.
Sir, could you just reiterate why President Marcos deserves to be...
Because he is president, or he was the president of the Republic of the Philippines, and he was a soldier, and he was good. Ba't tatanong na lang kasi ang tao kasi wala nang nakita kung yung pagkakamali.
It's time to
That is, when people judge best when they condemn. Ganun kasi yan eh. You are at your best element, especially yung kasiraan ng kapwa mo tao. Hindi ka nila mamadya. Look at the structures that Marcos built. Nandiyan pa, ginagamit pa.
Lang kasi itong unang pagkakataon ko na personal na magpasalamat sa kanya sa kanyang mga statement. Unang-una tungkol sa libing ng aking ama, sa kanyang pagkaupo bilang Pangulo. At pangalawa, yung kanyang mga salita na sinusuportahan niya ako at sinasabi nga niya na tumutulong na kami magkaibigan at suportado niya yung aking ginagawa. We talked about a little bit about what happened in the last election, pero hindi naman masyado sa yung mga technical side dahil nagkikwentuhan lang naman kami, nagkikwento kung ano yung nangyari sa nung halalan. So and kung ano yung mga plano niya.
Makibahagi, ano ang masasabi mo sa video na ito? Huwag niyo po sanang kalimutan mag-iwan ng like at komento.